Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of VO1OP's Ham Radio Adventures. I'm Mike, VO1OP, and I'm in the shack with Joe, VO1ZU. And today we're going to install WiresX software on the club's new laptop, because I'm taking the laptop and my WiresX system mobile next week on my Christmas holiday. So we're going to do that. We're going to install the software and get it all up and running, and then we're going to go out in the new car, install it in there, and hopefully make an actual contact on the smartphone. All right, so let's get going. So first up, I guess we're going to install the software. Are we, Joe?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So now we're going to begin the install process of WiresX and setting it all up. When we get to it, you'll notice that there is no coax in the back of the FTM200 because you don't need it. There's no RF going out on the air when you're doing WiresX mode. So yeah, we're going to install everything now, and we'll show that. So you can begin that there, Joe.
All right.
Pull to the door. Just keep the environment.
Fairly simple install of the software. Once we get installed, we will put in our node and room numbers.
Yep. The thing about this stuff, the only thing is, I wish they, they didn't make this so clunky, because you gotta take a laptop with you when you're doing the WiresX side of things. It's not too bad if you had a little handheld, because you could throw the laptop and the FTM200 in the trunk or under your seats, and you would still be able to reach it with a little 5-watt handheld and control it. But that's more money. I mean, you're talking, for that kind of setup, it'd be like $1,000. I mean, the WiresX kit, the FTM200, was nearly $6,000. Everybody probably got a laptop kicking around.
At least one.
At least one. That would do the job. I mean, I used to run this on an old, when I played around with it years ago, I ran this on an old netbook NB10 from Samsung, and it did a wonderful job. So, yeah, I don't know why Yaesu just didn't take their HRI 200 box and make it like a hotspot. I think that'd be so much simpler, but anybody who drinks the Yaesu Kool-Aid knows that Yaesu is arrogant. They do it their way. If you don't want to do it their way, like I was told one time, if you want accessibility, go buy Kenwood from a Yaesu rep. So that's Yaesu. They have an approach, and they do things their way, and if you don't like it, well. But in saying all that, like, you could talk DMR, you could talk D-Star, whatever, but if you were to go, say, brand specific into the digital world. So say you want to do Yaesu WiresX, or you want to do ICOM D-Star. You're going to pay for a D-Star rig. You really are. Like, I mean, yeah, you can get on DMR rather inexpensively with the Chinese handhelds and hotspots. But if you're getting into pure D-Star or WiresX, in my case, you're going to pay for it. And, a good Motorola DMR rig is probably, well, I'd say a handheld is probably $800-900 for a good one. So, depending on the Kool-Aid you like to drink. And to dispense with the confusion, YSF is not WiresX. YSF is a cloned third-party hack variant of WiresX. I like to think of it as YSF being yourself, so you could do it with a hotspot. WiresX requires the world, because you don't, you need repeaters, which are very expensive. Or you get the WiresX connecting kits and go PC to internet, which is what I do. But it's real WiresX. You can't access a YSF reflector with WiresX. I've tried. You can probably go YSF to WiresX because somebody has worked on bridges to do that. So that's why that works. But that's how I distinguish the two. YSF yourself, a little less expensive. WiresX requires the world. Hence, what's it stand for? World Wide Internet Repeater. I don't know what the ES is for. System, I guess. So, there you go. But I like the Wires X side of things. I really do. The audio quality is much better, and it's quite neat to be rolling through Terranova Park in Newfoundland, Canada, and have a QSO with a guy in England or Chicago. So it's quite fun. So where we are, Joe? Where are we at?
All right. Wires X software is installed. Radio has been turned on into Wires X mode. We're now putting in our node and room numbers.
Okay. So this is all pretty straightforward. When you want to get into this, you do have to go to the Wires X site through Yaesu. The link is there through the Yaesu site, and you have to register your radio. You have to get an email address. You fill out a form, and within 3 to 5 business days, they'll get back to you with all of this information we're putting in: a node number, a room number. There are 2 different things: a room and node. I really can't distinguish between the 2. That's beyond the scope of this discussion. I guess a node is probably personal, private, I guess, and a room would be more public. But you get a room number, you get a node number, you have the serial number of your radio that you have to put in. So you register with the Wires X site. You go to yaesu.com. I'm sure the link is there to get in there, and then you register. And within 3 to 5 business days, you get your information. And you put all this in the Wires X software. You put your Wires X capable radio, which is the FT70, the FTM 200 DR, the FTM 500 DR. The 300, I believe, supports it.
300 and the 400 DR.
And the 400 do. But I don't know if the 300 can do this or not. But I know the 200, the 500, and the 400 definitely can. And the FT70 and the, what's their expensive handheld? The
FT5D.
D or something like that? Yeah.
Predecessor to the FT3D.
Yeah.
Can also do this with a similar wiring kit.
But I don't think and the 70 has a wiring kit that you need too.
Alright. Wires X, we have our node and room numbers put into the Wires X software, and we can see now that the list has populated with different users on the network and different rooms we can join. So, pretty close to doing an on-air test.
Okay. We could join a room and then I'll put out a call.
Yeah.
Like America Link or something.
As a test, we shall find a room and access it.
Excuse me.
Alright. Alright, let's go to the
America Link or something.
America Link. We'll go down.
Hopefully somebody's talking.
There's currently 35 users in that group.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and connect. Hear the radio kick in.
Yeah.
And little pop-up confirming we are connected.
Okay.
And there is a good handful of people in that room, 54 different users.
Okay, you want to pass me the microphone?
Alright.
And you can also check with this now if the green bar is going full up. Where's my volume control set?
Volume control is about halfway up.
Okay. So
if everything goes to plan,
someone should
the net-digital button at the top will switch to online and then be transmitting. Note with Wires X, there's about a 2-second delay from when you press the PTT when you can speak and sing when you release.
So I'll just see now. This is Victor Oscar 1, Oscar Papa, VO10P, testing America Link and listening. Did it turn green?
It turned green, yep. It went to internet and went on air. And now it's gone back to listening.
Victor Oscar 1, Oscar Papa, mate. 3 Oscar Delta, my work up on your Michael. Coming in loud and clear, the name at this side on the mic, Mike Alpha, Romeo Kilo, communications Barnsley.
Okay, so we're in the car. New car. What do you think of our new car, guys? Picked it up the other day. Kia Soul 2024. Anyway, so we're in the car. The radio's kind of down on the floor. The bungee cord I had fit the other Soul, but it's too long for this one, so we got to shorten that up. So the radio is here. It's down on the floor. We'll tidy it all up after the fact. You know what? The point now is I want to make an actual Wires X communications on my cell phone, which is we're all connected and open.
Currently connected to the phone's hotspot.
Yeah. So we're going to connect to, this time we're going to connect to CQ UK, if Joe can find it on the list. Now keep in mind, I have bookmarks that I'll import. I can't really use that screen as it is. It doesn't talk to me with my screen reader and things. So how I do it is I can access my bookmarks, scroll down through my list, and just remember the number, and then I go up to the pull down menu to connect and type in my room number, and that's how I do it. But you'd be able to see it on your screen and use your mouse or trackpad if you're doing mobile with a laptop or a little tablet or whatever, you know, and you'll be able to click on a room. That's the only downfall about all this, guys, is that it is a little cluttery. I don't know if there's such thing as a little tiny Windows-based 10-like tablet that, for all intents and purposes, when you connect to your room, you could throw in your seat pocket behind you. I don't know if that would work that way. You know, I guess you could hypothetically throw your laptop under the seat, you know, under your seat, out of the way, if you want to stay on a particular room for a couple of hours. You know, like that. So, but that's the only downfall to this, is that it is a little cluttery. Ideally, you'd have it in a little nice Pelican case, and you'd lay it out in the trunk, plug in the power to a USB, and turn on your radio in Wires X mode, close the case, and then sit up front nice and comfortable with a nice handheld.
All right, we're connected to CQ UK.
All right.
There's currently 30 users in there. And we'll go ahead and try to make a contact.
Let's see, where is this, my volume? Yeah, okay. This is Victor Oscar 1 Oscar Papa, a VO1OP mobile, testing CQ UK. Did we turn green and all that?
Yep, we turn green.
Oscar Papa, VO1LP. This is Echo Romeo 1 Charlie Whiskey. Echo Romeo 1 Charlie Whiskey. Good morning, Michael.
Echo Romeo 1 Charlie Whiskey. Good afternoon to you, or good evening. Thank you very much for coming back to my call. Just setting up my Wires X now. We're in the we're mobile, of course, on a cell phone. So I'm just trying it out. I'm going on Christmas holiday, and when I go mobile on a long drive, I like to pack along my Wires X. So we're giving this a try. Back to you.
VO1LP. This is ER1CW10. Good morning, Michael. Thank you very much for right back to my call. What's the goals for me side? Q5 radio 59, lovely all this spectrum, everything's fine. So your Wire X setup is working properly. Don't be worried if you sale. By the way, we talked before, our most recent contact has been on December 21st last year. December 21st, 2022. So nice to meet you again after 1 year. The name is Victor. Victor is my name, and I'm located in Moldova, Republic of Moldova, southwestern Europe. The weather is overcast, seems like rain, 4 degrees Celsius right now. Back to you, Michael. VO1LP, and this is ER1CW.
Yes, okay, Victor. Well, nice to see you again after 1 year. Nice to see you for sure, and you're sounding great as well. And here at the moment in Marysvale, Newfoundland, Canada, it's about 2 degrees off and on with snow showers, but now the sun is shining. So we're just mobile here around the town, just a little bit, just to check out the cell phone communications. I have my Wires X going through my phone's hotspot, and we have some cell bars. So there you go. Okay, Victor, thank you very much for the contact. I won't hold it. I wish you season's greetings to you and the family, and we'll talk again soon. ER1 Charlie Radio. Charlie Whiskey, I'm sorry. Victor Oscar 1 Oscar Papa will be clear. 7-3 Victor. Okay, so that was a, well, somewhat mobile Wires X. We're actually stationary in the car, but on the cell phone. So yeah, I just got to tidy up all the cabling now, make it nice and neat. So I'm going to go into the shack now and get Joe to help me with that. And probably edit this later on today, and then get it up for you folks. So I wish you all a Merry Christmas, happy and prosperous 2024, and got some nice stuff coming up. When I get back, I am going to do an interview with the blind ham friend of mine, KW3A. That'll be somewhat extensive, because that'll be like a 3 or 4 part video, because you can only do so much freebies on Zoom. And so he's willing to be interviewed by me, going to tell me his story, all the interesting stuff he does. The guy solders. I kid you not, he solders. He built his own 8-button keypad for his 890. But he doesn't have a camera when he does stuff. You know, like Zoom and stuff, he just goes by audio. Yeah, he's got some interesting stuff to tell about how he lost his vision and kept on being a ham radio operator. He built his own hex beam and the whole 9 yards. So look forward to that. I'll be doing that in the new year. What else? And I've got an FT8 and FT4 video that I want to do, but I'm taking a break from it now till I get back from holiday, which will be I'll probably start in again probably January 3rd or 4th or something like that. So I want to do an FT8 FT4 contact and show you how I do that. And we got Steve KW3A coming up, his 2 or 3 part interview. And I'm going to try to work on some other things. I'd like to get some big shots if I can. Like I'm going to email John Crook from Yaesu to see if he'll come on and do a talk. Not holding my breath on it, but you never know. Hey, if you don't ask, right? If you don't ask, you'll never know. And I might even interview Cal, the DX commander. I'll see if he's interested in coming on as well. I'll email him. I'm sure he has some nice stories to tell. He does a lot of remote, and if anybody's familiar with the DX commander. So I'm going to get in touch with Cal and see if he'd be willing to come on as well. So try to get lots of stuff for you folks on the channel, so it's not too boring. We may do Winterfield Day coming up as well in January. See how that goes. And yeah, so stay tuned. And again, Merry Christmas, happy and prosperous 2024. Stay well, stay safe, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And we'll talk to you in 2024. Take care, guys.